thank you so much for meeting with me today to talk about Kyle's beautiful diamond and y'all's relationship. And I'm so excited to hear all about it.
Yeah, my name is Pam Denon.
Who is your beautiful diamond made from?
My diamond was made from my husband, Kyle Brown.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pam. How would you best describe Kyle's personality?
Oh man, I could describe his personality 1,000 different ways. He was gentle and funny. He was a peaceful person, very sweet, very thoughtful, steady. You know, there were no ups and downs. You just always knew he was going to be steady and very fun. He loved to have fun. And very kind. He was always kind.
I love that. What would you say were Kyle's favorite things to do?
Honestly, he just loved doing anything with me. You know, like we just loved doing things together. I mean, he was a pretty avid sports fan, so he loved to watch games and stuff. Yeah, really, anything that we did together, he loved.
I love that. So it was like, if you were like, oh, I want to do this thing, or I want to go, he would just go along with you.
Yeah, like one of my favorite things to do is sit out on the swing and drink my tea, no matter what the weather is. So in the middle of winter, I like to wrap up in a big blanket and go out and sit in the freezing cold and drink my tea. That's really, I just love that early in the morning. Well, he doesn't like that at all. But he always would come out there with me. And I said, you know, you don't have to come out here. Like, you don't have to love what I love. You don't have to come out in the freezing cold. Like, I'm not going to be out here that long. And he goes, no. If you're out here, I'm out here.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that. That's incredible. You said that Kyle was an avid sports fan. What were some of his favorite sports teams?
He loved the Iowa State Cyclones. Loved them. And the Braves for baseball, and oh shoot, how could I forget this? Oh, he's gonna kill me. The Braves and the Cyclones and the Rams, football, the Rams.
Oh, that's so,
yeah.
So he has Indiana and Iowa and then California for football.
I don't know. The Braves, I feel like the Braves are from all over. Like they move around, right?
Yeah,
I think the Braves.
Yeah. Atlanta. I thought they were. Yeah, I'm not an avid sports fan. If you.
I'm not either. I don't even know if they're still from Atlanta. And then the Rams. It's the Rams. They've moved all over.
Yeah.
I don't even know what their city is right now.
I think they're in LA. I'm not sure though. Not sure, but that's honestly awesome that like his loyalty extended, like no matter what city they were in, he still rooted for the team.
Yeah, I forgot the reasons why those were his teams. Part of it was his grandma. His grandma loved the Rams, I think. Like she would always send him like pajamas for Christmas that were Rams or whatever. So that was part of it. Yeah.
That's cute. My alma mater in college was in the same conference as the Iowa State Cyclones. And so I had met a lot of their fans, like when they would come to Austin to play. And Iowa State had like the nicest fans ever. Like,
yeah, they do.
It was just incredible because it's like I'd meet like, you know, OU fans and they weren't nice to it, and they were a rival. So they didn't want to be nice, but like, and then I'd meet like the Iowa State, they were just so, you know, nice and happy to be there. And it was so refreshing because it was like, oh, it doesn't feel like mean competition. It was like friendly competition. So I have a lot of respect for the Iowa State Cyclones fans. Well, so what would you say you have the most pictures of Kyle doing?
Well, we have a ton of selfies of us together, like we're sort of famous for them. And then he has a ton of selfies of him before a game. So in whatever jersey of whatever season it is, with a hat, and the dog is in a matching jersey, and all these different poses and, you know, game faces. And when I got his phone back after he died, I found literally pages and pages of selfies, sports selfies. I don't know where I was that he was taking all these by himself, but every time he got like dressed up for a game, he took selfies of himself, which was just so funny. So yeah.
That's so cute.
Lots of game day wear for sure.
I'm definitely going to have to see these selfies because they sound amazing.
Yeah, he would use a filter, you know, that looks like you have face paint on. So my whole extended family, all this time, I didn't know this, I just found this out. They all thought that he was painting his face for every game. And I said, well, no, of course not. It's a filter. It's a Instagram filter. Well, they didn't know what that was. And I'm like, why would he paint his face? And like, that's a little crazy. And they thought, well, yeah, we thought that he was a little over the top crazy.
They're like, wow, Kyle really loves his sports teams.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love that. What would you say is like one fun memory that you share with Kyle? I know it's like hard to pick one, but just like one that comes to the top of your mind.
One of my favorite memories is, you know, when we met online. So he was here in Iowa and I was in Chicago, a suburb of Chicago. And we would drive back and forth, and we spent a couple days downtown Chicago. So I got to be a tourist in my own city, which was really fun. And we would get there, I don't know, 7 or 8 in the morning and not leave till 10 at night. We'd stay all day. And we did the Segway tour, you know, those little scootery things. And we did the riverboat tour. We went on the tilts on top of the Hancock. We went to the top of the Sears building. We did a food tour around Old Town. We got cupcakes out of an ATM machine. We did the speed dog boat on Navy Pier. We did all kinds of stuff. It was a blast.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting to be a tourist in your own city, that sounds, I wouldn't even know what that's like, but that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it was.
What did Kyle ever do anything that would like drive you crazy? Just like sing loud, whistle, do pranks, like just anything like that?
Well, he did sing loud. He loved to sing in the car. He loved to sing in the shower, very loud. He would play, he liked to be a drummer, so he would do the drum beat on the steering wheel as he drove. But none of it drove me crazy. I loved it. The things that drove his family crazy, his kids, were he loved wearing turtlenecks, which they thought was outdated. I love a man in a turtleneck, so I liked it. But his daughters thought it was so outdated. And then he loved to send them Marco Polos. Do you know what that is?
I do not. It sounds familiar.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's not an old person thing, but I guess it didn't last very long. It's like a video text. Like you can send just a video of yourself talking, and the person getting it can watch it whenever they want.
Aww.
And then they can respond. So like you're not tied to a phone call, and it's more personal than a text. And so he would Marco Polo his daughters at the same time if he had like a lot to tell them or stuff that it was just too hard to text. And he would send them this video, and then he would want them to do it back, and they just wouldn't, because I don't know, I guess it was not the cool thing to do. I don't know. So they always kind of rolled their eyes at all of his Marco Polos. but now they love them. Now it's a treasure, because they're all stored on your phone in the app. And I mean, I can go back 3 years and look at all the polos we sent to each other. So it's all video, him talking, and then you can see the dog jumping up and down. I mean, you can just see where he was. He sent them from work. So they're a treasure now. Yeah,
that's incredible. What were some of like the little things that Kyle would do just day to day? Like, maybe something that like didn't seem significant in the moment, but like now you really miss.
Yeah, he was good at that. He was good at the little things. He did a lot of little things. He got up for work at 3 a.m. and we have a Keurig that you have to, refill. It holds, I don't know, a couple cups of water. And for some dumb reason, I hate refilling it. I hate putting the water in. It's just, I hate when I go to get a cup of tea and I have to fill it up. And he knew that. So before he left for work, he would have a couple cups of coffee. And then, at 4 a.m, he would make sure the Keurig was refilled so that when I came down later, I wouldn't have to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's just so sweet. And on the days he didn't work, he would make my tea and make his coffee and bring it up to bed, because that's one of my favorite things in the world, is to not have to get out of bed to have my tea. And I like honey and creamer in my tea, and I like certain amounts of each, and he knew exactly how to make it. And it always tasted better when he made it. He would say, I love you, either in person or in a text, I don't know, 50 times a day. Like, that's not an exaggeration, 50 times a day. Sometimes he would say, oh, do I say that too much? And I'm like, no, you can't say it too much. And then my favorite thing was, I have a bad back, so I can't always sit on the couch because the couch is just hard on my back. So I always wanted to sit by him, like when we were watching a movie or something, but sometimes my back just wouldn't let me and I'd have to sit like in my recliner. And, he might be laying down on the couch, like with a blanket, like all, dug in for this movie. And he would get up and come over just to kiss me, like not on his way to the kitchen, not on his way to the bathroom, not on his way anywhere. He would just come over, kiss me, and then go back to the couch. And I loved that.
Yeah.
I loved that.
That was, all of that is just so thoughtful. And I agree. You can never say, I love you too much,
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, would Kyle share any like little pieces of wisdom, or like, did he have any quotes that he liked to quote a lot?
He didn't really have quotes that he liked to say, but he would say to almost anyone, if you asked him, what wisdom would you like to share? He would definitely say that like God is the only one capable of running your life. He had a past of addiction, and he was in prison for a while, all before I met him. And he was really dramatically saved and came to the Lord in prison. So he would, and God, like in an instant, took away all of his addictions, and he never had any withdrawal or cravings again. So he would definitely he loved to tell people, stop trying to run your own life, turn your life over to God, and he's the only one who can give you what you really need. So that was his favorite thing to talk about.
That's so beautiful, Pam. And like, I can't even imagine like, struggling with that. That must have been so hard. So I'm so glad that, he was able to come to that. That's incredible.
Yeah, but it was, he's the only person I know who completely changed, almost into not a different person, but really came out of one life and into another. I saw some pictures of him when he was younger and during his addiction, and it's not even the same person. His eyes are dull, and he looks like a different person. And his eyes were always, when I knew him, his eyes were always so bright and shiny. And
wow,
he had completely changed. So
that's so amazing. Yeah, for sure. That's truly amazing. What would you say that you miss the most about Kyle?
Oh my goodness. I could go on forever on the things I miss. His laugh, he had a great laugh. His kiss, he was the best kisser ever. All his texts, he would text me, all day long if he was at work. His hands were so, I loved his hands. I loved holding his hands. His eyes, knowing that he's coming home, from work or something. And I miss like coming home with him, having to be out somewhere and then come home by myself. We used to love just coming home together because we lived apart. We dated for 5 or 6 years from different states. So when we finally could move in together and get married and go somewhere and come home together, we loved it.
Yeah. I would imagine that'd be just the best feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Pam. Why did you decide to honor Kyle's memory by turning his ashes into a diamond?
We are huge Shark Tank watchers. So we saw the episode of Shark Tank, it must have been a couple years ago, and ashes have always kind of creeped me out. I could never understand why people would keep a container of ashes in their house, which now I do. Like they're less creepy now that I have to live with it. But I remember seeing the episode and going, okay, that's not creepy. That's really cool. Like I would do that, not thinking about him, but just in general. I'm like, oh, that is a cool idea. So when he died, I don't know, I remembered that episode of Shark Tank, and I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do because I don't know, ashes are creepy. Like, I mean, I do have a container of ashes sitting over there, but I wanted something that would always be touching me. I had it put on a ring, so I wanted to always be able to look at it, always be able to touch it. It just makes me feel like he's close.
Yeah, for sure. That's beautiful. Is there any significance to the color or shape of the diamond?
Yes. Yeah, let me wait. The UPS guy is making my dog crazy.
That's okay. I understand. We have dogs at our office, and we'll get like packages all day, and the dogs just like run to the front door. So that's what we deal with at work too.
Okay. Yeah. So the color, I picked blue because when Kyle proposed to me, we had gone ring shopping a few months before, just for fun. We weren't even really talking about getting engaged yet. And there was a ton of blue engagement rings with blue diamonds. And that was new to me. I'm like, is this the new thing? Like, why are they blue? I didn't like them. And I said, oh, definitely not that. And what he heard was definitely blue. So he proposed to me with this blue diamond, engagement ring, and my heart sank. It was a beautiful ring, but it didn't feel like an engagement ring.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a ring you would just wear to have a ring. And I didn't tell him because he would have been crushed. He would have been absolutely crushed that he did the exact opposite. So I wore it, and one night when I was sleeping, the diamond fell out of the setting. So we brought it into the jeweler, and they said, oh, we literally have never seen this happen. Like, this has never, ever happened. This was a new setting. We've actually never sold one before of this particular setting. And they said, we really don't recommend staying with this setting or even fixing it, because obviously there's a flaw in how the diamond sits in the ring if it fell out this soon without you doing anything. So I said, okay, do you mind then if I pick out a different ring? And he goes, oh, you didn't like the ring. And I said, I love the ring. I just don't want a blue diamond. So we ended up being able to get a different ring. So that's why I wanted a blue one.
Oh, wow. That's honestly such a cute story. And side note, one of my best friends from high school actually just got engaged, and she got a blue engagement ring.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I had the same thought as you. I was like, blue? But no, it looks so pretty on her. So, but that's so cute. And that he, like, you know, honestly, I feel like that might have been fate that the diamond fell out.
Yeah.
And that,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, because it wasn't what you had originally wanted. And then you got to tell him without like crushing him, you know?
Right.
That's adorable. What have been some of the reactions to telling people about Kyle's diamond? Like, have they been good, bad?
Oh, no, they've been all good. People have reacted with such interest. And I go to a grief group, and it's for anybody with any loss, but it just happens to be all people who've lost spouses, women who have lost spouses. And so I told them about it months and months ago. And so they've been waiting with me. They've been knowing it was coming. And every week, do you have your ring? Do you have your ring? And so finally I knew it was coming. And so when I walked into the room then for the next meeting, they all said, oh, we have to see it. We have to see it. And like, they just all wanted to see it, and they were all in such awe. And one lady got goosebumps, and one lady couldn't be there that night. So we scheduled a breakfast just so she could see the ring. And she took a picture of it because she told so many people about it. She wanted to show the picture. And yeah, people are really interested and really touched. And nobody's heard of it before. Wow. Nobody's known it was possible. So
yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. That's amazing. Do you happen to are you wearing the ring right now? Could you hold it up close to the camera?
I don't have nice hands. But...
Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my gosh, Pam, that's so beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's gorgeous. I love that.
I love that. I love knowing that. So like, I picked blue, but they couldn't promise a shade based on like the carving of your body, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So knowing that this shade of blue can't exist anywhere else because of Bill. So
yeah, that's a beautiful way to think about it. That's incredible. Why did you choose to have Kyle's diamond set into a ring as opposed to like a necklace? Like, what was your thought process?
I chose a ring because I don't know, necklace, I feel like I couldn't wear all the time. I'd have to take it off. I wouldn't want it to break, so I want to sleep in it. A ring I keep on most of the time. Mm-hmm. I see it, like you don't see necklaces. I can always look at it. I'm careful when I drive. I want to look at it instead of this. But
that's cute.
Those are the main reasons.
Yeah, I love that. And Do you feel like having Kyle's diamond, like you said, like with your grief support group, y'all were talking about it. Do you feel like just in your daily life, having his diamond has led you to be able to like talk about him more?
Yes. Just because people knew that I was doing it and they were asking about it and then want to see it. Yeah, it kind of opens the door to talk for sure. Because people normally don't bring him up. I don't know if they're uncomfortable. My tears, my grief, or they just don't know what to say. I don't know. But because I love to talk about him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this has been a nice open door, like to give people a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Like, yeah, I know it's like people feel like they can be walking on eggshells and they'll be like tentative to like bring Kyle up. And so I'm glad to hear that, like having, his diamond in a ring, like you're able to talk about him more because that's what he deserves. Kyle deserves to be talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you ultimately want Kyle to be remembered?
As a miracle, as a really good, steady, solid man. That's not how he ever saw himself because of his past, but that's who he was to me. As the best husband ever, and as proof that God can really change a life. They
beautiful. How has Kyle's passing, affected your views on life and death?
They haven't really changed. I've had the same pretty well ingrained views of life and death since childhood. Heaven is very real to me. His death has intensified that, like knowing that he's there and that he's living this whole other life and it's all perfect. It's intensified that for me, but it hasn't changed anything.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. What is one thing that you think Kyle would want to tell people watching this video?
Oh, I have no idea. That's one question I don't even know how to answer. Be completely tongue-tied. I don't have any idea what to say.
Well, maybe what's something that you would want to tell people watching this?
In regards to having this done, this process of having made, or
just anything, like if you could tell anyone like your experience with grief, what you learned from yours and Kyle's, incredible relationship. Like if you could just tell people one thing, what would it be? No pressure if you don't want to answer it. No, on spot. To just love your spouse. I mean, when you're married, doing life together, you get annoyed, right? And you with somebody without being annoyed and without clashing and, having disagreements and stuff. And man, I would any money to be able to have a little, I mean, we didn't fight, but I would give anything to be annoyed with him right now, and just let the little stuff and just love that person with your whole heart, and once they're gone, that's all you want to do. Right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Pam. That was beautiful. And I've really appreciated, getting to spend the last 30 minutes learning all about Kyle and his diamond and y'all's beautiful relationship. And I'm so honored to have been a part of his journey. So thank you for meeting with me and thank you for sharing his story with me. I appreciate it so much. I can't even put into words how much I appreciate it.